Peter Jackson working on the new Lord of the Rings films for Warner Brothers, targeting 2026 debut. The first film, which will center on the character of Gollum, has Andy Serkis set to star and direct. All right, guys, in the next bit of news, we are talking The Lord of the Rings, one of the best trilogies that has ever come out in cinematic history, in my opinion. I even have the extended edition on Blu-ray. This isn't a 4K. This was out before 4K was a thing, but this is the extended edition. I think this is badass, part of my collection. I do need to still make of all of my Blu-ray, DVD, 4K films, television shows. That is coming soon, because I did reach 50,000 subscribers. But we do have more Lord of the Rings news. Now, also a sequel to this was The Rings of Power, which debuted on Amazon a couple of years ago. Visually, it was amazing. It wasn't as great as the original trilogy right here, but it was still great. And The Hobbit was cool too. It was cool. You know, it wasn't as great as the original and all that stuff, but you know, it was okay. It was okay. But this next report coming from The Hollywood Reporter, and they say, Peter Jackson working on the new Lord of the Rings films for Warner Brothers, targeting 2026 debut. The first film, which will center on the character of Gollum, has Andy Serkis set to star and direct. I think this is great. Warner Brothers has made it official. It will be returning to Middle Earth. That is interesting right there. So let's see what Mr. David Zaslav has to say about this right here. On Warner Brothers Discovery first quarter earnings conference call on Thursday, CEO David Zaslav said the company is now in the early stages of script development for the new Lord of the Rings movies, which he says they anticipate releasing in 2026 and will explore storylines yet to be told. The first film from New Line Cinema and Warner Brothers Pictures will be called The Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum, which is the working title. Like I said, it's going to be starring and directed by Andy Serkis for this feature. Going back to Zaslav, Zaslav says that director Peter Jackson and his longtime writing partners Fran Walsh and Philippa Boyens will be involved every step of the way. Boyens and Walsh will write the screenplay. The deal covers 2 films in the franchise. And that does make me happy, because sometimes I can get tired of them trying to stretch out films too long, or 3 films, 4 films. But if it's only 2 and it's stories that we've never heard before, I mean, that's okay. I still have more opinions, but let me get back into this article. And Peter Jackson has to say, it is an honor and a privilege to travel back to Middle Earth with our good friend and collaborator Andy Serkis, who has unfinished business with that stinker, Gollum, Jackson, Boyens, and Washer said in the statement. As lifelong fans of Professor Tolkien's vast mythology, we are proud to be working with WBD film chiefs Mike DeLuca, Pam Abdi, and the entire team at Warner Brothers on another epic adventure. Now from Andy Serkis, yes, precious. The time has come once more to venture into the unknown with my dear friends, the extraordinary and comparable guardians of Middle Earth, Peter, Fran, and Philippa added Serkis, with Mike and Pam and the Warner Brothers team on the quest as well, alongside Weta and our filmmaking family in New Zealand. It's just all too delicious. Lord of the Rings is one of the most successful and revered franchises in history and presents a significant opportunity for our theatrical business, Zaslav said. For over 2 decades, moviegoers have embraced the Lord of the Rings film trilogy because the undeniable devotion Peter and Fran and Philippa have shown towards protecting the legacy of Tolkien's work in a way that honors his vision. Abdi and DeLuca added, we are honored they have agreed to be our partners on these 2 new films. With Andy coming aboard to direct Lord of the Rings, The Hunt for Gollum, we continue an important commitment to excellence that is a true hallmark of how we all want to venture ahead and further contribute to the Lord of the Rings cinematic history. Now, guys, while I am a fan of this franchise, all 3 trilogies or 2 trilogies and the Rings of Power show on Amazon, I'm looking forward to this, but at the same time, I don't want to just lie and say that I'm just super duper excited, because this seems like another prequel. It's like we already know what happened to Gollum. I don't want to spoil it if you haven't seen the original trilogy, but we already know what happened. But at the same time, this article did say, link is in the description, that they're going to be telling stories that they have never told before. And so it could be good. They could introduce even newer characters that end up with another spinoff that takes place after this. And if they're heading in that direction, okay, I'm completely on board there. But this is a film series or show or books that spans over thousands and thousands of years. And so again, there are so many different stories that you can tell. And so I am interested. Not super duper excited, but I am interested. So you guys let me know what you think about this down in the chat, down in the comment section. Give me a thumbs up, share the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. I would really, really appreciate it. And of course, I just wanted to add this. Of course, it made a ton of money. It's very popular, 1.1 billion at the global worldwide box office. And on Rotten Tomatoes, The Rings of Power, it was loved by the critics, but not that much by the fans. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this too. Let me know down in that comment section below.